Hey friends, we're together for about 20 minutes of embodiment practices. So these are specific tools that you can use to get really grounded and landed in your body. So we'll begin in a wide-legged child's pose. So bringing the knees as wide as your mat, toes together, and then go ahead and rest your forehead down onto the ground, letting your hips sink back. Arms can go anywhere that's comfortable. Over the next few moments, start to bring your awareness to the bones of your pelvis. Focusing on the bones is a really powerful way to ground your energy. Start to deepen your breath over the next few moments. Ujjayi, inhale, spread the breath down towards your low back and down towards the top rim of your pelvis. As you exhale, let the bones of your pelvis relax in space. And do that a few more times. Inhale, spread the lower back, the sacrum, and the bones of your pelvis with your breath. As you exhale, soften the bones so that the muscles and the joints start to relax away from one another. As you continue to breathe down into the pelvic floor, down into the pelvic bowl, what I want you to feel for is the placement of your bones in relationship to gravity. So if you pay close attention with your breath, you may be able to feel that the two wings of your pelvis are actually doing two slightly different things. You may also be able to feel that there are slight holding patterns around the bones of your hips. Inhale, spread the pelvic bones open. Exhale, feel if you can relax any of that tension. One more time, big inhale. Exhale, let go. Now come on up into tabletop position as you inhale and start moving through some cycles of cat and cow. Inhale, arching the spine, exhaling to round the spine. And I'd like you to play with initiating your cat-cow movement from your sit bones. So as you exhale, curl both sit bones down towards the ground. And as you inhale, curl both sit bones up towards the sky. And again, if you pay close attention, what you may notice here is that the two wings of your pelvis are moving slightly separately of one another. Keep moving through this a few more times, trying to even out the movement of your pelvis. And then the next time you exhale, press yourself up and back into downward facing dog. As you land in down dog, take your next inhale to spread a breath into your lower back. Exhale, bend your knees lightly and reach your sit bones straight back in the same line as your spine. Feel the extension trying to lift the vertebra off of the ones underneath of it. Long, long spine. Next inhale, take your right leg up and back. Push equally through both hands, grounding into the body by evening the weight in both palms. Inhale, lift your back heel up. Exhale, curl your knee in and step through into a low lunge. Set the back knee down. Inhale, arms rise up to the sky. And then exhale, bring your hands down onto your hips. What I want you to feel is that the right hip will be forward of the left hip. And very likely the left hip will actually be lower towards the ground. As you inhale, press your front heel down firmly. And as you exhale, squeeze your right sit bone into the midline to stabilize and neutralize your hips. Next, exhale, plant the hands on the ground, step back into plank, breathe in. Option to set the knees down, exhale, lower all the way to the belly. Starting at a little baby cobra, inhale, lift your chest up. Exhale, root your pubic bone down into the ground. Feel that press, and then actively pull your sit bones back. Move back into down dog as you exhale, either through child's pose or just press straight back and up. Again, feel the ground underneath hands and feet. Pressing down, lengthen the spine. Inhale fully. Exhale, bring your feet together. And then the next breath, you're going to take left leg up and back. Inhale, three-legged dog. Stay, even out the weight in your arms so you're really fully balanced in the body. Next inhale, lift your right heel up high. Exhale, curl left knee in, step through low lunge. Arms rise up, breathe in. Exhale, take your hands to your waist and move into playing with how to square your hips. Pull the left hip back lightly in space by pushing your left heel down. Inhale, lift your spine up. Exhale, engage your right glute to help balance and stabilize in the hips. Last inhale, lift the ribs up, lift the spine up. As you exhale, ground both hands down onto the mat, framing out your foot. Inhale, step back into plank, and again, you have the option to set the knees down, or through a full plank, exhale, lower all the way down. Repeat low cobra or come into a fuller cobra. Inhale, press into the earth, and press back again, downward facing dog on your next exhale. Anytime you connect to the earth, you're grounding in the present moment, so feel the earth underneath you. Then exhale, bend the knees and step or float forward. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, bow into forward fold and intentionally bend your knees a little bit here. As you bend your knees, reach your sit bones up towards the sky like what we were doing in cat-cow without straightening your legs. Next inhale, rise all the way up to stand, arms up, and exhale, take hands to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up to the sky. Exhale, bow forward, and again, you have the option to bend the knees. Inhale to halfway lift. Plant the hands and step or float back through a vinyasa. You can either flow through or just press straight into downward facing dog. In downward dog, on your next inhale, take your right leg up and back. Exhale, curl the right knee towards the right elbow. Press your hands into the mat. Three-legged dog, inhale. Exhale, go across the body to the left elbow. Inhale, reach right leg up and back. Exhale, step through for warrior two. Place the right forearm onto the right thigh, and inhale, peel your left arm straight up to the sky. You can either stay as you are, or on your next inhale, take your arm over your ear, full Utthita Parshva extended warrior. Now, a second practice that helps you ground is focusing, as I mentioned, on the earth. Bring your attention into your feet. Press firmly through the heel and the ball of the foot on your front foot. One of those is probably a little harder. And then focus on pressing into your inner foot versus your outer foot. Ground the four corners of your right foot down. Take a big breath in. Exhale, rise back up, warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Inhale, reach up and back. This time, let's focus on the back foot. Feel if the weight is dumping into the inner foot or into the outer foot. Press each of the bones of your foot down into the ground. You can add a little extra challenge here by trying to scoop up the flesh, lifting the arches. One more full inhale. Exhale, go ahead and cartwheel your hands all the way down to frame out your front foot. Pivot your back heel up into a runner's lunge. You have the option to set the back knee down here. Flatten the left palm onto the ground. Inhale, right arm rises up. Extended twisting lunge, feeling the bones of your pelvis and trying to reach them back equally. Option to take arm over ear for a little more extension from back heel to top fingers. Push your bottom hand down. Inhale, spread the ribs. Exhale, look down, plant your hands, and step back into three-legged dog. Inhale, take that right leg up and back. Exhale, this time bend the knee and open the hip. Push more into your left hand and feel how that gives you some more space. Straighten the leg, breathe in. Exhale, step down into downward dog. Inhale, shift forward into plank and take it through a vinyasa of your choice. Upward dog or cobra, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Left leg, inhale, lift it up and back. Exhale, take left knee to left elbow. Inhale, lift left leg up and back. Exhale, go across the body to the right elbow. Inhale to three-legged dog, push into the earth. Exhale, step through, warrior two. And you can stay low right away. Left forearm to left thigh. Inhale, take the top arm up to the sky. Again, you have the option to stay or inhale, take arm over ear. Now bring your focus down to where your body touches the earth. Can you feel that each of the bones of your foot is grounded down into the mat? You may even feel that one spot is harder to push into and play with pressing more into that spot. Now as you inhale, pull your low back up off of your sacrum, pull your spine long. Exhale, rise back up into warrior two. Reverse your warrior, inhale, reach up and back. Again, playing with grounding into the body by feeling the bones of your feet on the ground. From that grounding down, pick up through the waist and the ribs. Inhale, spread left rib cage with your breath. Exhale, cartwheel your hands all the way down to frame out your front foot. Pivot your back heel up. Ground down firmly through right palm for extended twisting lunge. Option to set right knee down. As you inhale, take left arm up to the sky. If you pay close attention here to your hips, you may feel that your hips are actually swinging lightly to the left. Inhale, spread a breath into your low back. Exhale, squeeze your left sit bone into the midline slightly. Feel free to stay or take your arm over your ear. Press into everything that's contacting the earth. Breathe in. Exhale, look down, plant your hands. Three-legged dog, inhale, left leg rises. Exhale, bend your knee, open your hip. Now take a big inhale into the left side of your ribs. Exhale, press your right palm down a little more. Inhale, step into downward dog. Shift forward into plank. Lower all the way to the belly. And come up into locust pose. Clasp your hands behind your back. Inhale to lift the chest, an option to float the legs. Ground through pubic bone, pull your sit bones back towards your heels. Inhale, lengthen the vertebra of your neck. Exhale, relax down. You can move through up dog or cobra or straight back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, spread a breath into your lower back. Exhale, step your feet to touch. Right leg rises, inhale. Exhale, step through for a modified lizard lunge. Spin your right toes to the right and set your back knee down. Now I'm going to suggest for this practice to stay up on your hands and maybe even climb up onto your fingertips. I want you to feel for tractioning your lower back and getting space around your sacrum by pulling your spine long. As you inhale, spread a breath and wrap your breath around the bones of your pelvis. Exhale, allow the bones of your pelvis to get a little bit softer towards the ground. Now inhale, climb back up onto hands. Shift the hips back over back knee and straighten your front leg for half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Now you can stay there or give this a try. Take a micro bend through your front knee. Reach your right sit bone back, keeping your right knee bent. Now you can stay there or reach through your right heel, keeping the right knee bent. Inhale, spread a breath down into the right side of your hip. Exhale, pull the right toes back towards your face. Inhale, walk yourself back up. Step your right foot in so that your right ankle is underneath your right knee. Inhale, take your left arm up to the sky and twist. Exhale, hook left elbow over right thigh. Hips stay over the back knee and press down into the left shin and top of foot. Inhale, spread a breath into the sides of your waist. Exhale, draw the right sit bone into the midline and press the right foot down, trying to find that neutral pelvis we found in our very first lunge. Grounding through the earth through both feet. Look down, inhale. Exhale, plant the hands. Step back and move into side plank. Your right arm will rise up to the sky. You're welcome to set the left knee down Or play with lifting your right leg up towards the sky. Maybe even spin your toes up and then spin them down, so rotating the thigh in the socket. All right, come on back to plank. Take a full inhale, and exhale, take a vinyasa or step straight back to downward dog. Inhale, left leg rises up and back. Exhale, step through for modified lizard lunge. Spin your left toes to the left and set your back knee down. Again, we're staying slightly upright for today, maybe even up on fingertips. Pull a little bit through your arms. Inhale, drag your ribs away from your waist. Exhale, soften the teeth, soften the scalp. You can play a little bit here with pressing your left foot down into the earth, feeling that grounded sensation, and how that even resonates up into your hips and maybe into your hamstring on your left side. Inhale, spread a breath to the low back. Exhale, soften scalp, bones of the skull. Climb back up. Inhale, shift your hips over your back knee. Start to straighten the front leg for Ardha Hanumanasana. Again, you can stay there or play with this little extra challenge. Micro bend the left knee. Find your attention anchoring in your left sit bone. Take a full inhale into the left hip. Exhale, reach your left sit bone back behind you in space, keeping the left knee slightly bent. You can stay there or add on by reaching the left heel a little bit forward. Feel the hips in space and try and balance both hips reaching back behind you, almost trying to access the natural curve of your lower back here. Take one more breath, spread upper back, middle back, lower back with your inhale. And as you exhale, press into your hands to slide your front foot back underneath your knee. 2 90-degree bends in the knees. On your next inhale, take your right arm up, reach long. Exhale, hook right elbow over left thigh, finding a twist. Anchor your focus again in the bones of your pelvis. Can you feel that the pelvis is slightly twisted here? Play with these actions to neutralize. Inhale, spread your waist open. Exhale, press your left heel down and a little bit forward. Again, inhale into low back. Exhale, squeeze left sit bone into the midline and push your right shin down into the ground. Squeeze slightly through the right glute, engaging that right side of pelvis. Inhale, look down, plant the hands and step back, side plank. This time the left arm rises up. Any variation you'd like. Option to inhale, lift left leg up, and then play with internally and externally rotating the thigh slightly here. Come on back into plank. Take a full breath in. Exhale, lower all the way down to the belly. We're going to take one more locust. This time you're going to clasp your hands the non-habitual way. So opposite interlace. Inhale, lift chest. Exhale, squeeze shoulders, shoulder blades and palms together. Stay or float the legs up, reaching back through balls of feet, reaching back through sit bones, and allowing your sacrum to soften and extend towards your heels. Inhale up into collarbones, and then exhale, press back, release, and land in a wide-legged child's pose one final time. Right away, start to breathe down towards your low back and down towards your pelvis like we did when we very first started. What I want you to feel for here is that it is easier to breathe into these areas, that you actually have more access now than you did almost 20 minutes ago when we began. Try one more big inhale into low back, into pelvis and pelvic floor. Take a sigh out your mouth. And then inhale, slowly walk yourself up, sit back on your heels. And come into seated straddle, Upavishta Konasana. Upavishta legs are about 90 degrees. Inhale, reach your arms up. And as you exhale, maybe walk your hands forward. Option to maybe come down onto elbows. Make sure your toes are pointing straight up to the sky for today. And then bring your attention, guess what? Again, into the bones of the hips. Can you feel for reaching your sit bones slightly back behind you? All right, inhale, rise back up. And then go ahead and lay all the way down onto your back. We'll finish up with Happy Baby. And I want you, as you move into Happy Baby, grabbing outer ankles or outer edges of feet, to again, one last time, feel what's happening in your pelvis. Can you reach both sit bones away from the center of your body and down towards the ground, finding that classic natural low back arch? Maybe feeling that one side of your pelvis wants to tip one direction a little more than the other. Inhale, spread a breath all the way into your pelvic floor. Exhale to release and set up for Shavasana. Here in Shavasana, take a last moment to feel earth underneath of you. Soften your bones into the earth, your flesh relaxing off of your bones. That you are fully supported and totally relaxed, taking rest. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe take a full body stretch and now reach the arms overhead. And slowly, at your own time, make your way all the way over onto one side and press yourself all the way up to seated. As you're ready, land in a tall seat and take a last moment to feel the effects of these embodiment practices. Feel your bones. Feel the earth underneath of you. Inhale, spread a breath through the core. Take hands to heart and exhale, bow forward. Thank you, my friends. Namaste.